Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 16 of What If Naruto Was Neglected by Everyone. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also stay in tune because after this I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Returned Different after his training trip. So stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And also over on Anime King 2, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Aizuna Uchiha was Naruto's ancestor. So stay in tune for that and I hope you guys enjoy each and every episode. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get straight into this new episode. Begin the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, the last time we left off, Kushina, Mito and Narume wanted Naruto to come back to the village as they told him that they will bring him back and they will be a family again. As Tsunade was pissed, she was beyond pissed as when Naruto sent the two tails inside the village when he ascended with his Susanoo and drive his sword into the village. Tsunade apprentice Shizune got slashed and she died from the injury. As Tsunade wanted Naruto to pay, she wanted to kill him even though their job was to bring him back alive. She didn't want him alive. As she then attacked him and knocked him below the water. As Jiraiya, Tsunade and Kushina stepped forward. As Kakashi faced off against Menma. As Liz faced off against Narume and Mito. As Naruto saw the three tails behind him, he used his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan to control the three tails, as he then sent a wood clone outside. As the wood clone faced off against Jiraiya, Kushina, and Tsunade, they thought that they were winning as they knocked him into the forest off the water, but he then turned into wood, as they couldn't understand how was this possible. How did Naruto possess Mokiton? And with that, Liz and Menma vanished as well, as they brought the three tails back to the hideout and sealed it. At the Sand Village, they were still in great trouble as Temaru was currently the leader of the Hidden Sand. The Akatsuki is arise and everyone know about them right now, and they know that the Akatsuki are hunting down the tailed beasts, and they've saw Naruto in the cloak and the red clouds. So, Temaru knew in her heart that her brother was dead, that he took Gaara to the Akatsuki, and they are not in good favors with Konoha. So they are going to capture Naruto and bring him back to Konoha in order to create the alliance with them, seeing that their village is tremendously weak right now, from their great manpower loss in the attack after Naruto incinerated all of them with black flames. Some time passed after the sealing, as Naruto and Liz and Menma were currently at the house, as there was a special reason why they were there, as Naruto knew of a scientist here that Orochimaru has been getting information from. He promised to Guren that he was going to take care of Orochimaru so he wouldn't be hunting her down. So Naruto put the scientist under illusion to tell him everything, as the scientist told him that someone would be coming today for the research. As Naruto then went and tell Liz and Menma that he will be off, he'll be back in a couple of days, and with that he headed off, knowing how tricky Orochimaru was. He didn't want him to attack them out of pure rage and revenge just to spite Naruto. As Naruto was waiting, as the person, Orochimaru Lucky, arrived. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself, so let's begin this new episode. Kabuto was wearing a black cloak, as he knocked on the door 3 times. As he waited, the door then opened as he saw the scientist. "Ah, come on in," the scientist said, as Kabuto stepped inside. "You know what I'm here for," said Kabuto. Yes, Orochimaru research. If you will just follow me right here, he said. As Kabuto walked behind the scientist. As the scientist walked past a hallway, and Kabuto did as well. But after passing the hallway, Kabuto froze, as he wondered if he was seeing things. No, this can't be real, he thought. He didn't sense anything. How can he suppress his chakra that much? Kabuto quickly reached down into his pouch, as he was about to pull out a kunai, but he then felt something sharp against his neck. As he looked down to see a sword at his neck ready to behead him in any second. I suggest you move your hand, said Naruto, as Kabuto removed his hand from his pouch and raised it. I never would have guessed that you were here, Uchiha Naruto, said Kabuto. Did Orochimaru told you about me, said Naruto. Yes, he told me everything, even how you betrayed him. Huh, quite clever indeed, betraying Orochimaru-sama. And you live to tell about it. You're one lucky bastard, said Kabuto. You speak as if Orochimaru is great, some powerful being that cannot be betrayed. Well, you should know, I am planning on killing him very soon. Kabuto narrowed his eyes. That is impossible. My lord is immortal, he said. Immortal, huh? Well then, I guess I'll still have to try. As Kabuto felt the sword removed from his neck, he quickly pulled the kunai and spin around, but the moment he did, he froze again, as he was staring into Naruto's Mangekyo Sharingan. Be quiet, Naruto said. Now, obey. As Kabuto dropped the kunai, as he went on his knees. Yes, my lord, he said, as Naruto smirked. Meanwhile, at the Hidden Leaf village, as it was now night, as Tsunade was walking in Training Ground 7, the place was a mess. Trees were rooted up out of the ground, boulders were smashed to pieces, craters were everywhere. As she then heard a loud thud, as she saw a tree flying out of the forest, as Tsunade jumped out of the way, as a tree was impaled as stone spikes break from the ground and impale the tree all over. As Sakura then leaped out of the forest. As she has changed over the years, her hair has grown out very long, going down into her back. Her demeanor is very serious and tough and angry. As for the last 3 years, the only thing has been on her mind was revenge. Was it getting stronger and revenge? Lady Tsunade, said Sakura. Sakura, it's time, said Tsunade. As Sakura nodded, time skip. 2 days later, Naruto and Kabuto were dashing from tree to tree, as it took a long while for them to arrive to Orochimaru's current hideout, but they were just a few minutes away now. Meanwhile, Sasuke was currently doing a mission for Orochimaru to gather a scroll. Sasuke was sneaking through a mansion near to the course of the Hidden Wave village, as his mission was a success. As Sasuke got the scroll, it's time to head back to the hideout, as he dashed off. Meanwhile, with Tsunade and Sakura, they were heading towards Kumo, as Tsunade had got through to her contacts, as she spoke into the Raikage, seeing that they had the same goal in mind now, and also Sakura did. Tsunade wanted Naruto dead. She didn't want to bring him back to face any prison time or anything like that. She wanted him dead, and even if it means betraying Minato and betraying Konoha, she was going to make sure that he died. For killing Shizune, her last person that she really cared about in this world, and now she's gone. The only thing that was holding up Tsunade was revenge. To get revenge back on Naruto, that was the only thing holding her up, nothing else. The Raikage wanted Naruto to pay as well, for making the world think that he's weak, for taking their Jinchuriki and they still couldn't find it or stop Naruto, and he kept on slaughtering their shinobis after shinobis. We should be there soon, said Tsunade, as Sakura nodded as the both of them kept up at high speed. A different path, we have Temari along with Lady Chiyo and Kankuro and a few others from the Hidden Sand, as they were also going to Kumo, as they had spiked up an alliance. The main purpose was to take down Naruto after he disrespected the both villages and taking their Jinchurikis. But the Sand had a different ultimatum. They wanted to bring Naruto back to Konoha, trying to get a way to bring him back, for them to get an alliance with Konoha. and they're going to use Kumo to help them with that. Time skip. A few minutes later, Kabuto entered the hall as he was walking normally. As he arrived to a loud room, as Orochimaru was standing over a body on the table. "Ah, Kabuto, you're back," said Orochimaru. As Kabuto nodded, "Were you able to get everything successful?" asked Orochimaru. "Yes, I did," Kabuto said, as he placed the scroll down on the table. "This will help me greatly in my research," said Orochimaru with a wicked smile on his face. "Where is Sasuke?" Kabuto asked. "He's out on a mission right now, gathering something for me. He should be back soon." "Why?" asked Orochimaru. As Kabuto never really asked about Sasuke yet, worrying about his whereabouts. "Oh, no big reason." As Kabuto started to walk off. "Where are you heading off to, Kabuto?" asked Orochimaru. "I'll be back soon, my lord," said Kabuto, as Orochimaru didn't pay it any mind. Orochimaru then pulled the scroll as he unsealed it. The moment he did, his eyes went wide as two explosive tags exploded as a huge boom rocketed through the area as Orochimaru's science lab was destroyed. As Naruto landed, he dashed as fast as possible he can as he met Kabuto at the entrance. As both of their eyes connect and Kabuto passed out as Naruto dashed inside. Meanwhile, in the room, the rubble started to move as Orochimaru pushed it off of him as he opened his mouth as wide as possible as another Orochimaru crawled out as his body was heavily damaged and destroyed by that surprising explosive as he didn't understand why would Kabuto do this. Orochimaru. As Orochimaru's eyes went wide, he recognized that voice. He then turned as Naruto was standing there, his Sharingan deactivated. He was just standing there, no expression shown on his face. "So you're responsible for this," said Orochimaru as he narrowed his eyes at Naruto. I knew that one day you would come for me, but I never knew that you would come for me this soon. And from your clothing, you're a part of the Akatsuki right now, so the rumors are true after all." "So, did they send you after me?" asked Orochimaru. "Nah, I have my own agenda for you," said Naruto. "And what might that be?" asked Orochimaru. "Gurren," Naruto said. "Gurren? Huh, I never know that was you." Renji and the others have all died. From the report that Kabuto gave me, Yukimaru and Gurren is missing. I thought that she was the one who went rogue on me just because she wanted to protect that boy. But you have something to do with it. "So you're controlling her," said Orochimaru. "No, that's not it. She's seen the flaw in your plan and what kind of man you truly are. She no longer wishes to serve you. She's now working for me," Naruto said. "Working for you?" As Orochimaru chuckled. "What makes you think she won't easily betray you as she did me?" "Well, I just have a feeling," said Naruto. "And you telling me all of this, I will hunt her down and make sure that she pays for betraying me," said Orochimaru. "Well, that's the thing," said Naruto. "In order for her to work for me, I made her a promise that next time I find you, you will be dead, so you can't cause her any more problem. And I'm afraid today is the next time. So, Orochimaru, are you ready to see the dead god?" As Orochimaru smirked as he clenched his fists. "Just because you're part of the Akatsuki now and have a few tricks under your belt, you think you can defeat me?" Orochimaru said. "Boy, I am one of the legendary Sanins." As Naruto spatted at that. "Sanin? You think title mean anything? Remember, you got that title because you lost to Hanzo the Salamander. You did not win the battle, you guys lost. 3 of you versus 1 man and you lost. How pathetic can you be?" Orochimaru dashed forward as a snake came out of his mouth. The snake opened his mouth as a sword extended from the snake mouth. Naruto flipped back as the sword drove right into the wall as Orochimaru was planning on driving right through him. As Naruto flipped and landed on his feet gracefully. In a rush to kill me, huh, Orochimaru? I will be much better when you die," Orochimaru said as he thrust forward as the sword is now in his hand. As he sliced and diced towards Naruto, as Naruto dodged each and every one of them, as Naruto kept on moving back until he arrived the Orochimaru's throne room, which had a lot of space inside. Good enough to fight, said Naruto, as he then ducked as a sword nearly clean off his head. He then speed through hand sign, fire style, red streaming flame, he said, as he released red flame from his mouth. As Orochimaru went through hand sign, wind style, wind tornado, he said, as the wind combined with the fire. But Orochimaru wind was able to push the fire and wind back to Naruto as it consumed Naruto. As Orochimaru sent another wind attack and exploded, destroying a great portion of his throne room. As Orochimaru chuckled, as he looked around, trying to pick up a sense on Naruto. Pathetic, Orochimaru said. You think you've won, said a voice. As Orochimaru ducked, a sword that nearly took off his head. As Orochimaru quickly slithered away to the other side. How was this possible? How could I not sense you, Orochimaru said. It was like you were there 1 second and weren't the other. I have my secrets and you have yours. Why should I tell you any of mine? Besides, you're going to be dead soon enough. Don't underestimate me, Orochimaru said. Many hidden shadow snakes. As snakes burst from his sleeve and went towards Naruto. As Naruto infused wind chakra into his blade. Wind slash, he said, as he released slices. As all of the snakes were sliced to pieces. Meanwhile, that was going on. The Raikage was quite surprised. So, it's true. When I got the message, I thought that I was hearing things. As right now in front of him, he had Sakura Haruno and Lady Tsunade and also Temari along with Lady Chiyo. As Tsunade was surprised to see them here as well. But this will be much better. With their help, with the San and Kumo, they could easily find Naruto. It's not like she's betraying Konoha. She just wants something done and Konoha will not let that done. But she knows that this is against what Minato told them to do. But it doesn't matter now. Minato is his father and she don't believe that Minato would make the tough choice and end that boy's life. The legendary Sannin Tsunade and a veteran of war, Lady Chiyo. Here with your new Kazekage, said the Raikage as he was sitting at his desk as he looked over at Temari. So you're willing to betray your village just to see one boy dead? Asked the Raikage. I am not betraying anything, said Tsunade. Naruto needs to pay for his crime. That is the only reason why I'm even talking about this or talking to you right now. Well, you should mind your manners because you're the one who's coming here asking for help, the Raikage said. Tsunade clenched her fist as she was about to say something as Sakura looked at her. Please, Lady Tsunade, just go with it, okay? We need your help to take him down. Tsunade nodded. Raikage, she said. We need your help. We need to take him down. Soon enough he will become a threat to this world. I can see it from now, and he needs to pay for all of his past actions. Minato will not make the right choice. He will not make the difficult choice. He will not end the boy's life. As Temari was looking at Sakura, she has changed a lot. As she could see anger, a lot of it resonating off of Sakura, even though she tried to keep it calm. As she knew what happened with her mother as she was there when the entire chaos and everything was going down. Seeing her mother cut down right in front of her has changed her a lot. And what of you, Lady Chiyo? Asked the Raikage. Lady Chiyo then looked towards Temari as Temari cleared her throat. Raikage, she said, the San is willing to offer any help in trying to take on the monster. Uchiha Naruto, that is what he called himself now. He took something important from our and your village and he needs to pay for that. That was all the Raikage said. Well, you should know. I have located the boy. Huh? Said Tsunade as she was surprised. I have sent out my elite tracking squad and they have found him to a remote house near the coast. He and 2 others are there. Oh, you mean Liz and Menma, said Sakura. I don't know their names, said Raikage, but they're 2 young folks as well. My group has sent me a message on their recent location. They told me that they find them and gave me the address. I was planning to go there myself to show this boy that he's too arrogant because he have already sent word to me that I should ease back and stop sending man after him like he's that powerful. And I was planning on dealing with the boy myself. But if you want to come, you guys can come along as well. We need to bring troops, said Temari. Huh? The Raikage said. I am more than enough to handle him. You guys can just stay behind on the sidelines. No, you don't understand, said Tsunade. She's right. From recent reports, Naruto is able to use Mokiton. What? Said the Raikage as he was surprised. How is that possible? We have no idea. But we were sent on a mission recently and we encountered him. But the entire time me, Jiraiya, and Kushina were facing off against a wood clone. And it was strong. And that was just a clone. Imagine his true strength. This made the Raikage completely surprised. As Chiyo spoke before he could, he was able to hold himself against 2 legendary Sanins. And it was just a clone, she said. As Tsunade nodded. Then I guess you're right, said the Raikage. Alright then, I will bring my members of the Kinkaku squad. I suggest you bring some elite ninjas as well, San, he said. How long is this trip? Asked Temari. It should take us about an hour or 2. As Sakura clenched her fist as Temari noticed that. As Sakura really wanted to get her revenge. She really wanted to see him again, to make him pay. Meanwhile, Naruto jumped back as Orochimaru released a deadly torrent of wind that destroyed his throne. As Naruto landed on the wall. You're destroying your room, Orochimaru. What are you doing? Naruto said. As Orochimaru gritted his teeth, this boy is just mocking him. As Orochimaru extended a snake from his arm that came towards Naruto. As Naruto jumped off the wall, but the snake twisted around and came at Naruto ready to bite him in his neck to deliver a deadly poison right to his body. And then he will be in my mercy, Orochimaru thought. But Naruto was coming straight at Orochimaru. Orochimaru speed through one-handed hand sign, wind style. Gale palm, he said. As he released that condensed blast of wind from his palm. But Orochimaru watched Naruto, Mangekyou activated, and then in a split second he vanished. What the hell, Orochimaru said, as his wind style blasted a snake, ripping it to pieces. What the hell just happened? Orochimaru then felt all the wind knocked out of him as a feet buried into his chest. That sent him flying as he crashed through a wall and crashed through another. Before he could get up, his face was grabbed by Naruto as Naruto sank his face into the next wall, as it wasn't cracked completely until Naruto jumped and delivered a spinning kick that break Orochimaru's nose and sink in his face as Orochimaru break through the wall. Naruto then grabbed his leg as he twisted Orochimaru around and sailed him towards another wall as Orochimaru collided in it with a boom. Amaterasu, Naruto said, as black flames engulfed the spot that Orochimaru was. But Orochimaru quickly opened his mouth as wide as possible as he crawled out of it like a snake, shedding his skin as he emerged, but this time he was huffing, as that jutsu used a lot of chakra, and his battle with Naruto is making him expend a lot of chakra. If this battle drags on too longer, he will lose. As Orochimaru got to his feet, I won't let you, but he couldn't get to finish that sentence, as Naruto wasn't there anymore. Orochimaru then heard something cracking, as the ceiling exploded and caved in on him. As Naruto was the cause of that, using a wind technique to destroy the support pillars. As he was in the other room that he break Orochimaru through. As Orochimaru exploded from the rubble with a wind attack, as he clenched his fists. As he looked around for any sightings of Naruto, in a split second he couldn't feel anything below his waist. As he looked down, his body has been cut in half, as his eyes went wide. But snakes quickly emerged from his upper half and went into his lower half, bringing his body back together. You're going to need much more than that today. But he couldn't get to finish that sentence as another feet was planted in his face as he was sent flying back. As Orochimaru looked around, he couldn't see Naruto. He was just vanishing and reappearing as Orochimaru clenched his fist. Enough, he said as he speaks through hand sign. Wind style, wind chasm. as he released chakra from all points of his body that released a powerful wind attack that teared through the entire area, blasting everything around him, reducing all of the giant stone to rubbles. After that, Orochimaru was huffing and puffing. As he was looking around, he must have got him with that. As Orochimaru waited, but that sword then drive right through his back, that drive right through his chest. As Orochimaru coughed up some blood. How? He said. I told you, I have my secret, said Naruto. As Orochimaru spit out something. As Naruto looked over, as the body that his sword was in fell to the ground. As Naruto saw a snake, a giant white snake made out of mini snakes. So what is this? Your final form? You disgusting freak, Naruto asks. You would die, Uchiha Orochimaru hissed as he thrust forward. As Naruto jumped away as Orochimaru teared through the broken wall, but he didn't stop. He kept on coming at Naruto. As Naruto started to run, as Orochimaru was chasing behind him. As Orochimaru then opened his mouth as wide as possible, as a large portion of swords fly out, all of them aiming towards Naruto. Naruto quickly twisted his body as he had his own sword in his hand, as he deflected all of them. But the moment he did, a tail slammed right into his side that sent him flying into the wall. As Orochimaru then slammed his tail on the ground, as the rubble came crashing down on Naruto. Orochimaru then brought his tail up, as he brought it down on top of the rubble, creating a boom. As he brought it up again and brought it down, boom. As he was slamming down on Naruto over and over again. As Orochimaru then pulled back, that surely should have caused some harm. Orochimaru then noticed a white light, as the entire rubble exploded. As Orochimaru watched the upper half of a humanoid creature form, as a skeleton emerged and the arms. As Naruto had a bit of blood running down his face, he wiped it away. I must say, this form is stronger than I thought, said Naruto. But this is now your end. As two swords appear inside of the Susanoo's hand, they swipe their sword forward as Orochimaru tried to slit away. As Orochimaru watched him destroy half of the base with one swipe. As Orochimaru took this as his chance, he couldn't stay here for much longer. He will lose to this boy, he's already run out of chakra. As he tried to slit her away, as he broke from underground and went upwards, as he was now on the mainland, as he will retreat right now and find the boy another time. But for now, if he fight now, he will lose. Orochimaru's eyes went wide as something came out of the air and stabbed right in front of him. It was one of those swords from the Susanoo. The swords then exploded, blowing Orochimaru back. As the Susanoo caught him with one hand and squeezed, as the snake exploded into pieces, many snakes fly away. As they went over and started to reform Orochimaru again. Hard to die, I see, said Naruto. Well, I think this should work. As his sword started to glow, a dim white color. Execution slice, Naruto said, as he brought down the sword. As Orochimaru watched, nothing happened. Nothing happened. But then the ground started to shake. As Orochimaru then felt an intense pain, as white blades emerged from the ground and started to rip through his body, as Orochimaru was stabbed all over, as Naruto pulled the sword from the ground, as the body of the snake was impaled so badly that it couldn't break apart and reform. As Naruto exited Susanoo, he walked straight over, as he was looking at the giant head of Orochimaru. It's all over now, said Naruto. As Naruto then felt something as he dropped to one knee. What is this? He said. As Orochimaru was chuckling. I have wasted my time on the Uchiha, Sasuke. You were the perfect vessel, and now your body will be mine, he said. As Naruto found himself in a weird place. It was like guts all over the wall, the inside of flesh. As Orochimaru emerged, as Orochimaru started to release the guts over to Naruto, as they start to consume Naruto, I will take your body and become the perfect weapon, Orochimaru said. Your body is something truly remarkable, and once I have it, I will be unstoppable. As Naruto chuckled, as Orochimaru then felt something, It wasn't working. What is this? You should know by now, Orochimaru, that these eyes I possess can do a lot of things. Do you really think I would allow you to take my body just like that? And they say that you were the smartest of the Sanins. Amaterasu, Naruto said. As Orochimaru couldn't believe it, in here, he was feeling pain, as his body was burning with the black flames. Outside, Orochimaru's snake body was engulfed with black flames, as the black flames consumed him, ending his life. As Naruto then sat down on the ground. Well, that's over, he said. Time skip, it was now night time, as both Liz and Menma were watching TV. I wonder how long it's gonna take Naruto to arrive, asked Liz. I don't really know, said Menma, but they say he should be back in a couple of days or so, depending on what he's doing. You think we should go and get some missing ninjas or something, and collect their bounties? I'm pretty bored, said Liz. As she was about to speak again when Menma placed a hand on her lip. Hey, what's going on, she said, as he told her to shh. As Liz then narrowed her eyes. I feel it, she said. As they saw shadows dashing past the footstep of the door. As Menma then felt a build-up of chakra, he then grabbed onto Liz as he stomped his foot in the ground. The ground opened up as he went underneath. The entire house then exploded as flurry of attacks destroyed it. As Raikage, Tsunade, Sakura, and Temari was outside, along with the Kinkaku squad members and some sand ninjas. That should be enough to wound him very badly, said the Raikage. As Sakura clenched her fist, she didn't want it to go out like this. She wanted him to live, because she wanted to end him herself. The ground then exploded as they watched as Menma and Liz came from the ground. Menma, Liz, said Tsunade. Where is Naruto? What the hell are you guys doing here, said Menma. We're here for Naruto. We don't have to fight you. Just tell us where he is, said Tsunade. Even if we know, we wouldn't tell you anything, said Liz. As Menma narrowed his eyes as he looked around, they were surrounded, and these ninjas in mass, and sand ninjas. But especially these ninjas, they seem to be stronger than the ordinary ninjas that they fought on the road. Liz, we need to be careful, he said. Huh? Said Liz. Look at them. They're different than the ninjas we fight on the road. I think we should retreat. We can't, we're surrounded, she said. We'll get you a chance and then you run. What? I won't leave you, she said. Liz, this is not up for discussion. There's too much of them, and I can't fight all out with you so nearby. I've trained over the past 3 years to get stronger, and today I'll prove it to your brother. I won't run. I will help you. I won't let anything bad happen, she said. Enough of this, Sakura shouted. Where is Naruto, she said as she stepped forward. Sakura Haruno, huh? I remember you, said Liz. Your mother was the one who hurt Naruto greatly, and that is why she's now... But before Liz could say dead, Sakura charged forward as she was in front of Liz. She has gotten faster, said Menma, but not fast enough. As he released a blast of compressed air that slammed right into Sakura's stomach, that sent her flying back as she skidded off the ground. But she flipped and landed on her feet as she was up again. We don't want to fight you, said Tsunade. We're just here for Naruto. As Liz then spoke, we're not going to tell you anything. And by the way, Tsunade, you claim to be a Konoha nin, but I don't see any other Konoha nin except for Sakura around here. And that man right there is Raikage. And she over there is Temari. She is a new head of the Sand Village. You know about me, said Temari. Of course I do. We need to keep our enemies in check after all. Where's my brother? Where is Gaara, she said, as Temari knew that it was a high chance her brother was dead, but she had to ask. Oh, you're too late, said Liz. Your brother is already dead. As Temari clenched her fists, she knew that. Something then broke from the ground, but Menma already sensing that, he grabbed Liz and jumped off. As they landed a distance away, as they saw it was a puppet, and controlling it was Kankuro. Damn it, this has just gotten a lot harder, said Menma as he looked around, as there was at least 13 ninjas around them. Those guys in the mask including, and not to mention Tsunade of the Sannin, and also the Raikage. This is no joke, Liz, we have to retreat. I will buy you a opening and you get the hell out of here, said Menma. I won't run, said Liz as she charged forward, as Sakura charged forward as well, as the Raikage and Tsunade stood there. So what do we do, asked Tsunade. Well, we want the boy. He seemed to care about these two. They seem to be the only one who trusts him. So I believe if we take them, we could get him much easier. Well, I guess that is right. Tell your ninjas to take them, she said, as the Raikage gave a signal, as Temari then looked at Tsunade. Capture those two, said Tsunade as Temari nodded. Capture them, said Temari, as the San and the Kumo ninjas rushed forward. As Liz started to fire off stream of lightning, Liz then had to jump back as Sakura appeared and slammed her leg right into the ground, creating a mini earthquake that shattered the entire place. As Menma created a pedestal for him and Liz, as the both of them were high in the air. As Sakura, with one kick, destroyed it, as the both of them were plummeting down to the ground. But Menma raised his hand as he pointed towards the ground, and so did Liz, as a stream of fire blasted from their hand, incinerated two ninjas that were below them. Two sand ninjas, as Temari clenched her fist and gritted her teeth. Get them, she said, as the group charged forward, as they started to battle Menma and Liz. Well, this is good, said Menma, as the Raikage and Tsunade wouldn't intervene. As a sand ninja, she was clutching her sword very tight. Her brother was just killed by these monsters. Her brother was one of the sand ninjas that were incinerated. As she grit her teeth, as she wanted blood, she wanted them to pay. She then charged forward, as one of those masked ninjas appeared right in front of Menma and brought down his sword. Menma blasted him right in the stomach with a compressed ball of air and sent him flying back. As three of them then appeared behind Menma, Menma stomped his feet into the ground and blew them back. As they were flying back, one of them threw a kunai as it landed in the ground. As Menma noticed an explosive tag, as he quickly raised up the earth, as the earth wall was destroyed, pushing Menma back a bit. As a ninja appeared behind him, but Liz pointed her two fingers as she struck the ninja right in the stomach with her lightning. As Menma turned, as he gave his sister a smile, she smiled back as she was not watching her surroundings. Menma's eyes then went wide, as Liz didn't feel it at first. But she then looked down after seeing the look on Menma's face, as a sword was sticking out of her chest. Behind her was a female that brother got killed by the first incineration. As Menma felt his heart stop for a moment, as Sakura wasn't fighting as she and Tsunade stood there. This wasn't part of the plan, said Tsunade as she looked over at Temari. It seems like it's just one of them left, said the Raikage, not too caring about what just happened. With Naruto was walking, as he couldn't find Sasuke anywhere. After dealing with Orochimaru, he doesn't even know where Kabuto went, as he just put him under a small genjutsu that would control him for the time that he needed him. It seems like it wore off. As Naruto then felt something, it felt like his heart skipped a beat, but he didn't know why. He felt like something was wrong, but he shook it off as he was heading back. But guys, I'm ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this or know what to do, like, subscribe, comment down below and turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in your social media platform. But for now, I'm out. Peace.